What's something people don't know about eggs? Today, we're cracking open the truth behind brown and white eggs, and trust me, this is gonna blow your mind. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this helpful, don't forget to share it with your friends. Let's talk about eggs, the white ones, the brown ones, and all the stories we've heard about them over the years. Eggs are a staple in kitchens around the world, but there's a surprising amount of confusion about what really sets them apart. From breakfast tables to bakery shelves, the myths that separate white and brown eggs have become almost as common as the eggs themselves. Every grocery store has them, side by side, tempting us with their subtle differences and sometimes confusing us with their price tags and packaging. Brown eggs often cost more and are seen as healthier or more natural. But is that extra cost really buying you something better, or is it just a matter of perception? Is there any truth to these beliefs, or are we simply falling for clever marketing and old wives' tales? Or are we just paying extra for a different color? It's a question that's puzzled shoppers for decades. Many believe brown eggs come from happier, free-range hens, raised in open pastures with plenty of sunshine and space to roam. Meanwhile, white eggs are often thought to come from factory-farmed hens, living in crowded conditions with little room to move. Some even claim brown eggs have thicker shells, richer yolks, or a superior taste, while white eggs are seen as plain or less nutritious. These ideas have been passed down for years, shared at family gatherings, and even written into old cookbooks, but rarely questioned or investigated. Today we're cracking open these myths to see what's really inside each shell and to find out if any of these beliefs actually hold up. We'll look at genetics, nutrition, and the science behind what makes an egg, regardless of its color. We'll also explore what actually matters when you're buying eggs, from farming practices to nutritional content and labeling. By the end, you'll know exactly what you're getting, no matter the shell color, and you'll be able to make the best choice for your table. So let's get started and finally separate fact from fiction when it comes to the eggs we eat every day. When you look at a carton of eggs, you might wonder why some are white, some are brown, and others are even blue or green. The truth about eggshell color? It's all genetics, and it's a fascinating story that starts with the hen herself. For example, white feathered hens with white earlobes, like the well-known white leghorns, lay white eggs. Their genetics determine both their feather and earlobe color, and that same genetic code decides the color of the eggshell. On the other hand, brown feathered hens with red earlobes, such as Rhode Island Reds, lay brown eggs. The pigment that colors the shell is deposited as the egg travels through the hen's oviduct, giving it that rich brown hue. But genetics don't stop there. Some special breeds, like the Araucana or Americana, can lay beautiful blue or green eggs, adding even more variety to the egg basket. No matter the final color, every eggshell actually starts out white. For brown eggs, a brown pigment called protoporphyrin is added right at the end of the shell-forming process, just before the egg is laid. That's why, if you crack open a brown egg, you'll notice the inside of the shell is still white. The color is only on the outside, like a natural paint job. You might also notice that brown eggs often cost more at the store. That's not because they're healthier or taste better, but because the hens that lay them are usually larger breeds and need more food to produce each egg. The price difference really comes down to the cost of feeding a bigger bird, not to any nutritional advantage in the eggs themselves. In the end, eggshell color is just a genetic trait, much like hair or eye color in humans. It's a visible difference, but it doesn't affect what's inside. So whether you choose white, brown, blue, or green eggs nutritionally, there's no difference at all. The real variety is just in the color of the shell. So what's inside? Brown and white eggs are nearly identical in nutrition. Same protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals. Shell color doesn't matter. A large egg has about 74 calories, 6 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fat. The only real difference you might notice is yolk color, which depends on the hen's diet, not the shell. Hens eating more carotenoid-rich foods lay eggs with darker yolks. A deep orange yolk looks appealing, but it doesn't mean the egg is healthier. Pasture-raised hens may have slightly more omega-3s, but color is mostly about what the hen eats. Yolk color is a visual cue, not a nutritional guarantee. Eggs are packed with high-quality protein and essential nutrients, no matter the shell color. They're rich in vitamin A, biotin, antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, and especially choline for brain health. For years, eggs were blamed for high cholesterol, but new research shows dietary cholesterol has little effect on most people's blood cholesterol. The real issue is saturated and trans fats, which eggs have very little of. Most health experts now agree, an egg a day is fine for most people. Focus on limiting processed foods, not eggs. Eggs remain a nutrient-dense, affordable food. When you're standing in the egg aisle, the real differences between eggs aren't about the color of the shell. They're all about the labels on the carton. Those words and stamps you see can tell you a lot about how the eggs were produced and what kind of life the hens had. You might notice eggs labeled grade AA, A, or B. These grades are based on the appearance of the egg, how clean the shell is, the firmness of the white, and the shape of the yolk. But don't be fooled. These grades don't reflect nutrition or taste, just how perfect the egg looks. Cage-free sounds great, but it simply means hens aren't kept in small cages. They can walk, spread their wings, and lay eggs in nests, but they're still usually indoors, and the space can be crowded. Free-range eggs come from hens that get some access to the outdoors. However, the amount of time and quality of outdoor space can vary a lot from farm to farm, so it's not always as idyllic as it sounds. Organic eggs are from hens fed organic, non-GMO diets and given outdoor access. These farms avoid synthetic pesticides and antibiotics, and the hens are raised according to strict organic standards. Pasture-raised is a step further. These hens spend much more time outdoors, often on grassy pastures, and eat a more varied diet. Third-party certifications help ensure these standards are met. This lifestyle can lead to eggs with slightly higher nutrients, like omega-3s and vitamin D, and those beautiful deep orange yolks that many people love. Ultimately, these labels are more about animal welfare and farming practices than about big differences in nutrition. They reflect how the hens are treated and what they eat. That's why organic and pasture-raised eggs usually cost more. Their higher standards and better feed come at a price. So when you're choosing eggs, think about what matters most to you: animal welfare, farming practices, or price. The color of the shell doesn't matter, but your values and budget do. In the end, the label on the carton tells you far more about your eggs than the shell ever could. Take a moment to read it, and you'll know exactly what you're bringing home. So, what matters most when choosing eggs? Shell color doesn't affect nutrition, taste, or quality. Buy white or brown eggs based on price or preference. They're equally nutritious. If animal welfare or environmental impact matters to you, pay attention to labels like cage-free, organic, or pasture-raised. Each label means something different for the hens' lives and your food's impact. There's no single best egg, just the best one for you. Make your choice based on your budget, values, and needs. Now you can shop with confidence, knowing the real story behind every egg. Enjoy the incredible edible egg, no matter what color it comes in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share if you enjoyed this video.